welcome back to my channel. Today is the start of a 24-hour timed manga readathon. So if you haven't watched a reading vlog or a readathon like this, basically I will have a timer that is going to go. And whenever I'm not reading, I pause it. And whenever I'm reading, it runs. And so I keep on reading until the time hits 24 hours. Or like, I don't know, say I finish a volume and there's like 2 minutes left. Well, I'm not going to start another volume. So just basically to see how many volumes I can get read in 24 hours. Not counting sleep and eat and, all that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. And this is actually going to be an otaku themed. Like all of the manga I'm going to read are going to be otaku themed. My main priority is to read the rest of Princess Jellyfish. So I have volumes 3 through 9 that I need to read of Princess Jellyfish. This is gorgeous. And if you didn't know what Princess Jellyfish is about, it is about this group of girls who are otaku, or nerds, whatever you want to call them, and they're each obsessed with something. Our main girl character, Tsukimi, is obsessed with jellyfish. One day she meets this beautiful girl who, it's kind of weird because they're kind of like anti-men, but they're also like super girly girls. So she meets this really pretty girl and is kind of like terrified of her. But things happen and she ends up at this like apartment house that they all live in. And the next morning she finds out that the girl is actually a guy. And he likes to dress up as a girl. He's straight, but he likes to dress up as a girl. So she's like all freaking out and she's trying to figure out how to get him out of this apartment building without her, the other tenants finding out that there's a man, because men are forbidden from this apartment building. Things happen and he ends up like showing her how to dress and how to do her hair. And then like this government group that his older brother is a part of are trying to acquire this apartment building to tear it down and I think put up high rises or something like that. So he's helping these girls try to raise money to buy this apartment building so that they don't have to leave. And it's kind of like Tsukimi's relationship with the older brother and him and their like efforts to try and save this apartment building. And it's so cute. It's so good. I mean, I haven't read the manga. The anime was amazing. One of my favorites. And I'm sure the manga will be filled with even more amazing stories. Then I want to read Oraimo comic anthology. So this is like a whole bunch of different artists or mangakin that have written other manga who made like little chapters for this book to kind of celebrate this series. This is another one. Absolutely love the anime series. Love the original manga and the Oraimo Koroneko, which is like the sequel series. So good. Then I want to get the rest of Genshiken second season done. So I need to read volumes 7 through 12. So I've read the first half previously and now I need to read the second half. And this one is set in college and they're in this club called Genshiken. And it's kind of like them going to Comic-Con and cosplaying and like different things that go on with the club and the members of it. And it's so cute. And this is actually, the original series is called Genshiken and then this is the sequel. And then there's like this anime that they're like obsessed with in like the first series. And they actually made an anime of that series. So it's a series from a series, which is really cool. I don't know if they made the manga too, but they for sure made an anime series from it. So this is like a really popular old school like otaku series. Then I want to get volumes 3 I want to get volumes 3 through 4 of Otaku Elf read, because that is all that is out so far. I really enjoyed the first one. This one doesn't have much story to it or plot. It's about an elf who is this deity of this temple, and her handmaiden, or temple maiden, not handmaiden, her temple maiden is trying to get her to go out and be more social instead of being a hikikomori. So this one is really cute. And then and this is a lot, but remember, I'm going to be reading for 24 hours. So I want to read all of Wotakoi, volumes 1 through 6. Hey! So I'm hoping to get all of this done. I watched the first season of this, I think, earlier this year. And I finally got all of the manga, because I think number 6 came out in May or June. So I've had it completed for a few months now, and I really want to get it read. And this is basically otaku office romance. That's probably the easiest way to sum it up, and it's so cute. If you are an otaku or a nerd, you will probably really relate to the couples in this. There's 3 different couples in the series, at least in the first season. There might be more later on in the manga series, but I highly doubt it since there's only 6 volumes. I would assume they're just focusing on those 3. And then, if somehow I get all of those read, I do have Ottoman, volumes 1 through 18, and I also have Haganai, volumes 1 through 20, plus like the other 2 extra ones that they did. I think 50% more fail, and then like club minutes, I think is what the other 2 are called. So I have all of those. And then I also have, Night of the Ice, volumes 1 through 11, I ordered from Right Stuff. And it says that it's available to be picked up at the post office, and I have all my packages delivered to my parents' house, and I'll be going there on Saturday. So if I'm not done, I highly doubt, because tomorrow I'm going to be doing mostly chores all day long. I have filming to do. We're taking books to Wonder Books, and also taking other stuff to Goodwill, plus we have to go grocery shopping. I have my chiropractor appointment. I'm going to be busy tomorrow, so I will get reading done, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get like 12 hours of reading tomorrow. I'll probably get like 4 or 5 hours tomorrow done. I might also have Night of the Ice to read too. Probably should hold off on that one since it's a brand new one I'm getting, but, you know, all of my options, because most of my otaku manga I have read already, because it's my favorite. Those are my plans. Wish me luck. I really hope I can get a ton read, and I will be checking in periodically to let you know how many hours I've read, how much I've read, if I'm enjoying it, ratings, different stuff like that. So keep watching to see how well I do. Alright, so I got from Wegmans the Crunchy Vegetable Volcano Roll, and this is just veggies, and it's gluten-free and it's dairy-free. And I also got some extra spicy mayo sauce, which is also gluten and dairy free. And this is just really, really good. I do like sushi, but for some reason in the last few years, seafood makes my stomach, gives me upset stomach, so I can't really eat it. So I have to eat, sadly, veggie rolls. And because this is a 24-hour timed readathon, I am going to watch some of my Manga Space videos, because she talks about manga and does manga collection shelf tours and different stuff like that, because I do have to eat, and then I also have to do my dailies on my phone. So I'm going to do all that. Then I'm going to catch you up with what I've read so far. And I also went to Barnes & Noble today, so I have a pretty decent book haul. Oops. So I will show you all that in probably the next clip. Alrighty, so I am checking in. I've only read 3 hours and 8 minutes so far for this timed manga readathon, but I have gotten some manga read. So I did get Princess Jellyfish of Volume 3 finished, and I gave it 4 stars. This is really cute. This one, the girls and Koronosuke have decided to put on a fashion show. Well, first off, they made 24 dresses, jellyfish dresses, for this college, I think it was a Hamlet retelling of Shakespeare, or it's supposed to be a sequel or something like that. So they make dresses of that, and then they decide to actually put on a fashion show during the same night as his dad's 30-year diet party to try to do this anti reconstruction or redevelopment protest type of thing. So that's what happened in this one. And then I also got a volume of 4 read, and in this one they have decided to actually create their brand. They come up with a name, a logo, kind of what they're imagining, and Koronosuke is trying to find a manufacturer to kind of mass produce the dresses to make it not so expensive. Not only that, they have, since their fashion show have gotten pretty popular, and they have a lot of dresses that people have ordered, and they just can't make them fast enough. So that's another reason why they're looking into manufacturing them. Someone who we thought might not be around anymore is still around. If you know, you know. So yeah, that is what I have read so far. Not a lot, but I have gotten some read. I mean, technically, there's 2 volumes in each of these, so I've technically read 4 volumes in 3 hours. So it's taking me about like 45 minutes per each individual volume to read. And then I decided to go to Barnes & Noble today because I placed an online order yesterday that I had to pick up. And then there was a book that released on Tuesday, which I won't show that since this is a manga readathon. I'm just going to show you the manga I got. So then I also got a few additional manga when I went to pick up that book too. So the books that I ordered online that I went to pick up was a Spy X Family of volumes of 4 through 7. So I have 4, 5, 6, and 7. And I do have volume 3. I ordered it. Right Stuff was selling it through Amazon. So I bought it on Amazon, but it was sent by Right Stuff. And it said that it was delivered to my parents' post office box September 9th and is waiting to be picked up. So I think it's probably at my parents' place. They just, sometimes for whatever reason, I don't think I get a lot of packages, so I don't think they always scan everything appropriately. So hopefully when I go over on Saturday, volume 3 will be at my parents' house. Because if you didn't know, I have my packages delivered there because USPS where I live is very unreliable. And not only that, if they do deliver something and it's not in the mailbox, it may get stolen. I've had quite a few Amazon packages stolen, and I've also had a lot of packages misdelivered, so wasn't dealing with that anymore. But then I've been hearing so many great things about Love and Focus, and I think it got an award. I'm pretty sure it got like an award, and I've heard lots of people talk about this, about how cute and sweet it is, so I got the complete collection. I think it's about this girl who likes to take pictures, and she meets a guy, and I think they start dating, or something like that. I'm kind of going in blind. I saw it, I thought the artwork looked really pretty, like, hopefully this doesn't have any spoilers. But, like, the artwork just looks really pretty. It's a shoujo. I love shoujo, so, I mean, that's, slice of life in shoujo is pretty much what my collection is, so, had to add this to it. And the last thing, I didn't know that this existed. Well, I knew this was a manga, but I didn't know it had ever been brought over here to the US. That is Princess Knight by Osamu Tezuka. And I think it's the first 3 volumes of the original, because it says available for the first time stateside as a single volume omnibus. So I'm pretty sure this is the original 3-volume series. And I think when I place my Amazon order next week, I'm going to get the Twin Knight, which is, I think, the manga that comes after this trilogy. And this is one of like the early shoujo series about this princess who has the heart of a prince, or a heart of a boy and a heart of a girl both put in her by this angel who is like playing this prank. And she meets Prince Charming, and it's probably their love story, but it's filled with narrow escapes, treacherous courtiers, dashing pirates, meddlesome witches, magical transformations, and cinema-worthy displays of daring do. And then apparently the bad guy is Duke Duralumin, and she's afraid that he might discover her secret because she's been having to pretend to be a boy because only the male heir can inherit the throne. So she's been pretending to be a male so that she can become, I guess, the king. Which, if she has a boy's heart and a girl's heart, I guess she's technically both. I don't know. I really like reading older manga and watching like older anime. Like 90s is really where it's at for me. This is from the 50s, but you know, I'm trying to think, probably the oldest I've watched, because I've watched most of Speed Racer, which is an older one. I don't know if that's the 70s or the 80s. And then I've watched part of The Rose of Versailles, and I have all the manga. I don't know if that was the 70s or the 80s. But this will be the oldest that I have read so far, because most of the stuff that I enjoy is from like the 90s and like early 2000s is like my preferred time period of manga and anime. So yeah, that was my little mini haul, and so now I am going to get to reading. I'm hoping I can get 3 more hours tonight, and then 6 hours tomorrow. And then that means I'll have 12 hours left on Sunday, which is the day before I have to go back to work. And I have nothing to do on Sunday. I filmed today. My husband and I went to Costco and Wegmans. We do have to go tomorrow and drop off. I need to sell my books to Wonder Books, and we're donating some stuff to Goodwill. We were going to do that today, but we kind of got delayed and like a late start and different stuff. So we're going to do that tomorrow. And then I'm visiting my parents on Saturday. We'll see what happens, but hopefully I can get to 24 hours by the time I go to bed on Sunday evening. Wish me luck though, and I will check in with you later. And happy Sunday. Yes, it is now Sunday. I have finished reading all of Princess Jellyfish. I finished, on Friday I ended up getting to like the very last chapter. Oops, I'm dropping them. And then last night I finished reading the last chapter and also all of the extra stuff in the back of the last volume. So yeah, this was 17 volumes and it took me about 10.5 hours to read volumes 3 through 9. So on average, each manga took me about an hour and a half. So if these were single volumes, because this one, all of them but this one have 2 volumes in it. So it took me about 45 minutes per volume and an hour and a half per book, which really isn't that bad. And I would say overall, this manga series is like a 4.5 because I was fluctuating in between giving books 4 stars and 5 stars, but I don't think anything got lower than a 4 star. So if you add everything up, it's probably like a 4.5. And it's really good. It's like a romance, it's slice of life comedy, but there's also like a plot to this too, and there's twists and turns, and there's so many more characters in the manga than there is in the anime series. Like, so many more characters get added, so much more stuff happens. Like, it is so good. So if you haven't read Princess Jellyfish, I highly recommend it. So now I can take all of these over to my parents' house. Basically, for the most part, the books that I have read are at my parents' house, and the stuff that I haven't read is here. But I have so many books that I also have stuff I haven't read there too. I have a problem. But also, finishing that series makes room because I just bought all of Night of the Ice. So that will be in a haul soon. I'm not showing you in this video because I don't think I'm actually going to get all the way to 24 hours because I go back to work tomorrow and I'm behind on my regular September TBR. I think I've only read 5 or 6 books, and normally by this point I'd have 8 or 9 books read. Whatever I get done by today will be however long this timed readathon is. But I am hoping to also get through of all of Genshiken second season. So I need to read volume 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I think I can do it. I absolutely love this series. I was buying it as it came out and reading it. And then I went on this back when the recession started, and Tokyo Pop went out of business, CMX went out of business. Other publishers were dropping series and stuff like that. It was making me so irritated that I had so many series that I will never have finished now that I went on a pretty long hiatus from buying manga. And so once I got into it again, I was like, I need to finish this series and get it read. I finished it, I think, earlier this year, or maybe it was late last year, but now I'm finally going to read it. Or at least finish reading it. So yeah, I'm gonna do that and I will check in with you. I don't know if I'm gonna check in once I finish all of them or a couple of them, but we will see. Everyone, so I've read almost, I think, 13 hours now. So I'm at almost 13 hours, and I have read 3 volumes of Genshiken. So I read number 7, 8, and 9, and it's funny because on the back of this it says a remarkably naturalistic manga that, like the sitcom The Big Bang Theory, makes the ordinary lives of people with extraordinary interests and hobbies easily relatable. Ultimately, this is a simple human story readers shouldn't miss. And I will say, I haven't read the first 6 in a while, but I think I like the anime more for this because I'm just not like, I'm liking this. I'm giving them between like 3 and 4 stars a piece, but I'm not like loving this as much as like I love the anime. So that's kind of disappointing. But the first series of Genshiken follows one group of college students who are in Genshiken, which is the Society for the Study of Modern Visual Culture, and it has like relationships and different stuff like that, and they like make doujinshi and they go to Comic-Con and stuff like that. And this is still kind of doing that. This is like the next generation after the majority of those students graduated. This focuses, at least the second half here, focuses a lot on Madarame and like all of the girls that have a thing for him. And it's like really weird that they have a thing for him because he is kind of like your uber kind of geeky guy type of thing. He doesn't have a job. He graduated from college. He doesn't have a job. So he really doesn't have that much money. And all these girls are like super into him. So I'm enjoying it, but I'm not loving it. But I will be reading the rest of them. So I'm going to get started on number 10. And I got myself some apple cider tea in one of my new little cups. Or mugs, whatever you want to call them. I've got quite a few Halloween mugs. If you watched my previous vlog, you will have seen that in there. This is my first time using it. I got this one from Home's Goods, and it's so cute. And I was actually surprised I liked it because it does have a spider on it, and I don't like spiders. I don't mind spider webs, but I don't like spiders. So, yeah. And sorry, if you hear any talking in the background, my husband has friends over. I'm going to get to reading, and I will check in with you later. Hey, so I just finished volume 12 of Genshiken. So I have now completed the series. I read 9. Oh, no, that's 10. I read 10, 11, and 12. So overall, I would give this series like a 3.5. Because I did enjoy it, but it just wasn't as good as like the original or as good as the anime. And I also felt like the characters in this, a lot of them, their character art is so similar that I was just like, you know, there were some like standouts like Madarame, Sue, Yajima, I think is her name, are kind of very unique looking, but like everyone else kind of looks the same. Especially like the girls, for some reason, all look very similar. So I was reading it, and sometimes like if they weren't saying who it was, I was just like, I don't know who they're talking about. So that was a little annoying. In essence, this is pretty much like nerdy guy has a whole bunch of girls that are into him, and he can't decide who he wants to date or if he wants to date anybody. And it's also, there's fan service in this. Because this is older teens 16 plus, but I would say this is mature. There's a lot, I mean, it's not defined nudity, but there's a lot of nudity in this. But it was good. It was good, but it just didn't love it as much as I thought I would. So now I'm going to read Oreimo, the anthology. So I'm going to get that read. And it's currently like almost 10 o'clock at night, and I won't be going to bed till about 1. And I'm at 15 hours and like 20 minutes. So definitely not making it to 24, but maybe I can make it to like 18. We will see. But yeah, I will check in after I read this. Alright everyone, it is now Monday. So last night I ended up getting 3 more manga read, and I ended up having read for about 17 and a half hours. So my goal is 24. I ended up reading Oreimo comic anthology, and this one I gave a 3-star. And this was good. It was just like a whole bunch of short little stories based around the characters from Oreimo, and it was all in different drawing styles. So, you know, I'm not really a short story person, but this was cute. I mean, it's worth the read. I think this is out of print now, so I got this one used, so you'd also have to probably find it used from someone. And then I read volumes 2 and 3 of Otaku Elf, and I gave both of these 4 stars. These are just such cute, lighthearted, quick reads about an elf who is basically hikikomori, and an otaku, and all she wants to do is stay in her shrine and play games and collect figurines and stuff. She's really into like these like frog mecha figurines. And yeah, it's just really, really cute. I highly suggest it. I also heard that this is going to be made into an anime soon, so I'm excited for that. So in total, I read 16 manga in about 17 and a half hours. That's not too bad, especially since the majority of the ones I read were like 2 and 1 volumes. I mean, my goal was to read at least 24 in 24 hours, but reading 16 and 17 and a half hours, I think that's good. I mean, what do y'all think? Did you like this video? If you did, please give it a big old thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button down below. If you got all the way to the end, please leave me the elf emoji for Otaku Elf. Let me know, have you read any of these manga, or do you own them and you just haven't gotten to them yet? You know, let me know down in the comments down below. And just so you know, I have a Discord channel, so if you want to talk to me about manga or books or anything else, I do have a Discord channel, and I will leave that link down below. And I hope you all have a wonderful good day or night, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!